So we are going to discuss about fiber couplers. So here, fiber couplers are the devices that distributes the light from a main fiber into one or more branch fibers. So optical fiber coupler is a device which can distribute the light or which can combine the light. So that is the fiber coupler. So optical fiber couplers are often they are the passive devices in which the power transfer takes place either through the fiber core or through the fiber surface. So through the fiber core cross section by joining the fibers or by using some form of image optics between the fibers. So we call it as core interaction type, or through the fiber surface and normal to its axis by converting the guided core modes to both cladding and the refracted modes, which are able to share the power mechanism, which is called as a surface interaction type. So we have two different types of power transfer which can take place using this fiber couplers. So the mechanisms which are associated with this two fibers are divided into two categories. One is core interaction type, one is the surface interaction type. You see that there is a transfer of or the light being coupled from fiber 1 to fiber 2 through the core. So we consider it as a core interaction type. The interaction is due to the core. Similarly here, if I say that surface interaction type, the interaction between these two fibers, fiber 1 and fiber 2, is through the surface. So we call it as surface interaction. So we have a main fiber from which we are going to distribute the light into two fibers which are branch fibers according to this, which is called as a splitter, which means that the light is splitted from main fiber into the branch fibers. Similarly, a combiner, the light from branching fibers or branches are combined in a main fiber, so that the light gets combined from different branch fibers into a single fiber, which is a combiner. Similarly, we have several input ports and output ports through which the light can be propagated or coupled into the optical fiber, and it can be obtained from any of these ports which are considered to be a optical fiber coupler. Then we have star coupler, which has got m inputs or n outputs. So based on which we see that the these are the branch fibers and these are the this is the main fiber, and again this is the branch fiber. So here the light are combined, here the light is distributed or splitted. And we have wavelength multiplexer and demultiplexer, in which the light of different wavelengths are combined and the light of different wavelengths are separated. So multimode optical fibers can be divided into three different groups. One is port couplers, we call it as port couplers. It is 3 and 4 port couplers. These are used for signal splitting, distribution of a signal, and combining the signal. Then we have star couplers, which are used for distributing a single input signal to multiple outputs. Then we have a wavelength division multiplexer. It permits several different peak wavelength optical signals to be transmitted in parallel on a single fiber. So we are going to combine the signals of different wavelengths, then we are going to transmit it on a single fiber. Wavelength division multiplexers either combine different wavelength optical signal into the fiber, so that we call it as a multiplexing process, or separate the different wavelength optical signal output from the fiber, so that is called as a demultiplexing process. So we have star couplers. So star couplers distribute an optical signal from a single input fiber to a multiple output fibers. So we see that a single coupler can distribute an optical signal from one fiber to n number of fibers, so multiple output fibers. The two principal manufacturing techniques which are used for producing this multimode fiber star couplers are mixed rod type. So this is one of the method of manufacturing. The other is fused biconical tapered method, FBT method. So in a mixed rod type, we see that this is the arrangement of optical fibers within the rod, which are considered to be a mixed rod, so that the fibers are mixed together or combined together and placed in this mixed rod. So these are the optical fibers, and from any one of these port of the optical fibers, or where any one optical fiber, the light propagates, and at the other end of the fiber the light may be obtained at different fiber outputs. So that is the first type, which is a transmissive star coupler. So this is a transmissive star coupler. Then we have a reflective star coupler, so in which we find that the fibers are inserted in a mixer rod, but at the other end of the fiber coupler we have a mirror, so that the light which is traveled from one of the fiber reflects back through this mirror, and we obtain the output from the different optical fibers. So this is called as a reflective star couplers. So in a mixed rod type, a thin platelet of glass is used, which mixes the light from one fiber, dividing it among the another outgoing fibers. So we can see that in this particular diagram, input from the single fiber, dividing it into several outgoing fibers. So this method can be used to produce a transmissive star coupler, or also called as a reflective star coupler, as in this diagram. So we see that in this diagram. So this is a transmissive star coupler. This is a reflective star coupler, wherein we have a mirror surface as a difference in the construction of this fiber couplers. So this is FBT, fiber fused biconical taper of 8 cross 8 port star coupler, wherein we have 8 inputs and 8 signal outputs. So these are the 8 fibers which are going to be used, and all these are placed in a mixed rod, and it is obtained at the output of any of these output fibers. So FBT. So in FBT, it is the most common method of manufacturing the coupler. So in this method, the fibers are normally twisted together. They are placed together and then fused under a tension, spot fused. We call it as spot fused under a tension, such that the fused section is elongated to form a biconical taper structure. So depending on this structure, which is obtained after fusing the device, we call it as biconical taper structure. So a three-port coupler is formed by removing one of the input ports. So we see that. So we can form a three-port coupler by removing one of these. So this is left unused. So these three ports are active ports, so that one is the input port and 3 and 4 are the output ports. So optical power launched into the input fiber propagates in the form of guided core modes. We see that the signal is entering the fiber through the input port 1. So the higher order modes, however, leave the fiber core. So in this, higher order and lower order modes are separated, so that the higher order modes leave the fiber core because of the reduced size in the tapered ground region. Here we can see that, and therefore they are guided as the cladding mode. We see that they are entering the cladding mode, hence they are termed as the cladding modes. Actually it has to enter the core, but it will escape out of this core area due to the reduced size, and it enters the cladding, and hence they are termed as the cladding modes. Then these modes transfer back to the guided core modes in the tapered up region of the output fiber, with even distribution of light between the two fibers. And we see that there are various loss factors which are considered in an optical couplers. So we have four different losses which are to be discussed. One based on these four port couplers. So we have considered such loss as the excess loss, the first type of loss for a four port coupler, and it is defined as the ratio of power input to power output. So this is the power input from the port 1. So we term it as in terms of power in port 1 P1. Similarly, the output port, which is the output ports P3 and P4. So sum of these output ports are the power with respect to these two ports, that is port 3 and port 4, which is P3 and P4. So it is expressed as excess loss 10 log of P1 by P3 plus P4 in dB. The insertion loss, they are generally referred to as the loss obtained for a particular port-to-port optical path. So it is termed as an insertion loss or ports 1 to port. So that is expressed as 10 log of P1 by P4. So from a particular port, we consider it as a loss. So for input P1, the output is P4. So this is insertion loss. Then we have a crosstalk, which is providing a measure of directional isolation achieved by the device, and that is the ratio of the back scattered power which is received at the second input port to the input power, which is for a 4-port coupler as 10 log of P2 by P1, and it is expressed in dB. So finally we have the split ratio or coupling ratio or splitting ratio, which indicates the percentage division of optical power between the output ports. So we see that the power gets divided into different ports, different output ports. So we refer it as a split ratio, that is equal to P3 by P3 plus P4 into 100%, or it can also be expressed as 1 minus P4 by P3 plus P4 into 100%. So these are the four different types of losses what we observe in an optical fiber coupler. So one example, if I consider in this, a 4-port multimode fiber FBT coupler has 60 microwatt optical power launched into port 1. So launched in the sense it is input power. So input is through port 1 and it is given as 60 microwatt. Then the measured output powers which are at ports 2, 3 and 4. So P2, P3 and P4 are the measured output powers at three ports, port 2, port 3 and port 4, which are P2, P3 and P4. They are 0.004, 26 and 27.5 microwatts respectively. So it means that P2 is 0.004 microwatt, P3 is 26 microwatt and P4 is having 27.5 microwatts. I have to determine the excess loss, the insertion losses between the input and the output ports, crosstalk, and the split ratio for the device. So we have to find three different losses which exist in this fiber couplers. So first one, we look into the excess loss. So whenever we look into the excess loss, we see that we have the expression describing the excess loss, that is 10 log of P1 by P3 plus P4. So P1 is 60 microwatt, which is the input power through port 1, and the output powers are the sum of these two powers in the port P3, in the port 3 and port 4. So P3 and P4, I have to sum it up. So P3 power is 26, P4 power is 27.5 microwatt. So if I add, I will get it as 53.5 microwatt. So that results in an excess loss of 0.5 dB. Then the insertion loss is considered between two ports, port 1 to port 3. So 10 log of P1 by P3. So 10 log of P1 is 60 microwatt and P3 is 26 microwatt. So it results in 3.63 dB. Then insertion loss between the ports, port 1 to port 4 has to be calculated as well. So that is 10 log of 60 by port 3. Port 3 is uh, port 4 is 27.5 microwatt, which is 3.39 dB. So these are the insertion losses between two different ports 1 to 3 and 1 to 4. Similarly, the next one, crosstalk. Crosstalk is 10 log of P2 by P1. So P2 is the power related to port 2. So it is 0.004 divided by P1, which is 60. So it is minus 41.8 dB. So finally, if I go with the split ratio, it can be obtained as P3 by P3 plus P4 into 100%. So if I consider that, it will be 26, that is P3, the power at port 3, 26 microwatt divided by P3 plus P4. P3 is the sum of the optical power at port 3 and port 4, which is 26 and 27.5, resulting in 53.5 microwatts into 100%. So that is giving me 48.6 percent. So these are the three different losses which can be obtained for an optical fiber coupler. So that is excess loss, insertion loss between two different ports 1 to 3 and 1 to 4, because we have one input port acting as an input port, that is port 1, and two output ports acting as output ports, port 3 and port 4. Then we have a crosstalk. Crosstalk is between two different ports P2 and P1 or P4 and P1. So here we consider it between P2 and P1. Finally, the splitting ratio or split ratio can be obtained in terms of the percentage. So it is 48.6%. So this is how we are going to calculate the losses which occur in the optical fiber coupler.